We are going to discuss about limited effects media theory. The limited effects theory was proposed by Austrian-American sociologist Paul Lazarsfeld. It states that even if there is an effect created by the media on the thoughts and opinions of individuals, this effect is minimal at best or limited. Don't you think it's funny that we believe media is the biggest manipulator? It is actually the influencer around us whom we follow and listen to. Our thoughts and decisions are based on that. Let's have a look on relevance of this theory in today's world. You will know the limited effects theory is relevant in today's world, if you look at the reports by few medias on Rhea Chakraborty's arrest. Here we are not trying to glorify the usage of drugs, but trying to convey that certain medias like the Republic are exhibiting drug users as criminals, and thereby trying to manipulate readers' or viewers' thoughts. But there are few people who acted as opinion leaders here who tried to make people understand the reality. Even though there are people who believed what such media tried to convey, there are still a lot of people who didn't get influenced by them. Vilification of drug users by media. Drug users are treated like criminals by our media and under the law. However, addicts are like other people but with an illness. If someone consumes drugs, it doesn't necessarily mean they are bad by nature. In fact, some people are more inclined to drug abuse and addiction due to a function of past trauma and genetics. Elton John is a popular example of a recovered drug addict who found solace in always being high because he had a disturbed childhood. Addiction is also a physical illness and doesn't mean lack of conviction at all. In the early days of lockdown, many alcoholics died by suicide because they couldn't deal with withdrawals. You don't usually overcome addiction with sheer willpower alone. While addicts require society's support to get over their illness, society isolates them, further pushing them down the addiction path by stigmatizing their problem. We need more addiction centers for them rather than judging them. Main arguments of the theory. The main players in this theory are media, gatekeepers, opinion leaders, and opinion followers. The flow of information moves in this above order and gets massively filtered and reinterpreted by the time it reaches the opinion follower. Opinion leaders especially lessened or mitigated media effects through their discussions and interpretations of mass media messages with their peers. By the time adulthood is reached, people have their own perceptions and opinions that are independent of the media. Therefore, their peers and social institutions in general influence people more. The influence of opinion leaders in particular far outweighs that of the media. Criticism for the theory. After the introduction of the theory, many researchers found that studies could not substantiate or prove that all media effects are limited. Rather, the level of media influence ranged from moderate to high and varied under different conditions. Especially when it comes to framing opinions, later theories do give media some level of credit. Also, the level of media penetration in society is much higher than what it was in the 1940s to 1970s. Media is more prevalent than any other agents of socialization like religion, education and family. To conclude this, I would like to say that the theory is still relevant in today's world up to an extent. But today the approach to testing media effects does not rely solely on any specific school of thought but is rather a combination of two or more theories.